Thank you all very much for coming. And today's press conference is to announce legislation that I'm supporting to be part of a jobs package that would basically take a Vermont idea, short-term compensation for unemployment, and make it national. Let me give a little background. First of all, we have a tough economy. And the focus of Congress and our public policy has to be to get people back to work. And one of the biggest challenges that our employers have in this tough economic time is with orders down, revenues down, they want to hang on to the good workforce that they have. Vermonters who've been doing a good job, that have a real attachment to their companies, who'd be tough to replace, but you can't keep paying if the orders aren't coming in. So there's three things that I'm supporting about unemployment. And I want to talk, I'll mention two and then we're going to talk about the third. First, we have to extend unemployment insurance on an emergency basis because we've got a tough 10% stubborn rate of unemployment across the country, and the folks who aren't working, by and large, are folks who want to work, who have worked, and who are out of work through no fault of their own. Secondly, we want to extend the COBRA benefits for folks that are hanging on. They've lost their job, but they obviously still need their health care. So we're going to support continuing that. But the third point that we're going to support, and I've been pushing with the leadership to make it part of any jobs bill that comes up, is short-term compensation. And what that does is basically say that if an employer is seeing a reduction in revenues because of lower demand in economic times, and they want to work with their workers to keep them on the payroll, but have shorter hours, that the unemployment insurance fund will help make up the difference. So if you go from 5 days to 4 days, you'd get unemployment for that 1 day that you're not able to work, that the employer's not able to keep you on. Now, this is a big commitment by employers because what they're doing is keeping their workers on their benefits. And when I talk to workers, obviously it's really horrible for them to lose their hourly paycheck. But when they lose their health care for their kids and their partner, that is just a double hit. So this short-term unemployment compensation means that workers and employers can come to an arrangement where they will soften the blow of losing some hours, like a day or 2 days a week, if that's what's required. But the employers are stepping up because they're maintaining benefits. And we've got some prominent employers here, and what I think you're going to hear is that this is terrific for them as well, because if you lose a worker and then they are gone and you want to get them back when things turn around, you've invested an enormous amount of your company time in training that person to do a good job, and then you have to replace that with someone who isn't trained. That's one. Two, there's a real strong culture in Vermont about building a bond between the workers and the employer. And that comes from mutual recognition of each other's challenges. So this short-term compensation plan is really important. I want to introduce the people who are here. One, Sandy Dragon from Associated Industries of Vermont used to have the job of Employment Commissioner under Governor Snelling, and knows these issues inside and out, and has worked with her folks. And Sandy, I really appreciate you for bringing this to my attention, my office's attention, so that we could jump on this legislation.
Thank you.
We have Paul Frascoia, did I say it right? From FabTech, and you'll hear from him, but he's got 88 employees right now. Dan Kurzman from Ethan Allen. And Ethan Allen is a major employer. It's subject to the ups and downs of the housing market with its production of furniture. And he's got trained workers, and this program has been useful to him. And Peter Rowan, the Human Resources Manager from Hazlitt Strip Casting Corporation. That's a company I had the chance to visit, I think it's a couple of years ago that I'd been out there. But they have incredibly skilled workers that I think are irreplaceable. I mean, if you lose them, I just don't know how you'll get folks to be able to fill in their shoes. And then finally, Pat Molden-Powden, who's been a champion on economic development and labor issues, not just in her current job, but from the time that she served in Springfield, where I was the Windsor County State Senator for quite a time, and I really appreciate the common sense approach you've taken. So bottom line, we have this program in Vermont, short-term compensation, that we've been paying for. And under the legislation I'm proposing, the federal government would pay for it. That's going to ease some of the burden on our own unemployment insurance fund. But what we're doing is taking a common sense Vermont idea that's been worked out and tested between our employers and our employees, and we're taking it national. This would be short time. It's on an emergency basis. It's something that could last for 6 months, but it, we hope, would give our companies and our workers that margin they need to get through this tough economic hump. So